anything else except to introduce Maria, our gracious hostess, who's representing the embassy. She's the Deputy Ambassador for the Swedish Embassy.
Thank you so much, Rudo, and your Stimulus team for again wanting to come here to the Swedish Embassy and have this event. And there are many more reasons why we like to be associated not only with Stimulus, but with the whole women empowerment agenda. A feminist foreign policy is now being formulated, the purpose of which is to combat discrimination against women, improve conditions for women, and contribute to peace and development.
And thank you so much, Maria, for your words. With us in Stimulus, what we do essentially is capacity building, working with men and women, and building capacity in entrepreneurs across the board so that we don't discriminate. That's why we have men in the room. We're very pleased to have men in the room, and it's important when we're having these conversations. Before I introduce our two speakers, we're going to give us a bit of a perspective before our dialogue. There's a very special person I'd like to introduce.
I have decided to be unconventional and speak on behalf of one very disadvantaged group of people. These people have tried, with very little success, to break the barriers of inferiority. I am talking about you, my mothers, sisters, aunts, and old women folk of Africa. Regionally and internationally, we read about men who abduct young girls, sell them off, rape them, or young girls as young as 9 and or below. Today, I choose to be the voice of the voiceless. I am appealing to you, all the people of this continent. Let's uplift the women of Africa, like the Jews of Susa uplifted Esther, who led them to great glory. I think if all men dared to adopt this way of thinking I am advocating for, then our Africa would be a better place. My name is Dario Mutungurani, a grade 5 pupil from Atli number 1 primary school, Chebutu district. I thank you.
The majority of that 52% are in the rural area. And when we talk of skills alone, I feel like the banking sector is very elitist.
But the reason why we did that is that we wanted to make it a little bit easier for the banks to take a bigger risk. So we're actually lifting off some of that risk.
Yes,
mostly men succeed and get opportunities out of potential, you know, the potential that they have. But unfortunately, it's still so real that women, you still want us to prove yourself. Where have you done this before? You know, we still don't get the chance to do that on potential.
Before we even talk about financial freedom, we have to look at the social aspect of the woman, not just in Zimbabwe, but in Africa. If I asked most of you here who are married, when you were being quoted and you said yes to your husband, for most women, it wasn't, is he kind? Is he caring? Is he loving? But the biggest question is, can he take good care of me?
I'm happy, you know, we've brought the urban and the rural together. We understand more what's happening with women. We are raising our children saying the kind of things she has been telling us here. That's what we tell you. You don't be like the donut thing. So I think we should do more to socialize these young boys.
I know I might quote controversy here, and the women are going to look at me. Often gender issues focus on the mind of the woman. And the mind of the man is stuck there in the old worldview. And it's been there for 35 years, for 100 years, and no one ever challenges it to a certain degree. It's like, pay attention to us.
But you know, the truth is, the higher authority is always the woman, and it's not the men. So we can't blame everything on the men. It's us, the moms of the men, who also need to play an important part in raising up boys who respect the women. I'm not saying that there's no respect on the other side, but I'm just using that as an example.
If we are really serious about achieving financial freedom, women are working very, very hard all their lives. But we are not putting money where the women are working. Period.
that they've included about 7 cross-cutting issues. And the first one is on entrepreneurship, the financial management, and also the gender issues have been put to children who are doing ECDA, B, and grade 1. So check for 2016 and above. You all have that stuff which we are debating in here.
So I would encourage that whatever platforms or projects that women are involved in, to also invite men either to participate or to observe, so that they don't have those, and also so that we are careful not to tip the scale the other way.
You find that in some cases we can't go to the women direct, but we are forming smart partnerships. For example, we are in partnership with CEDA, with USAID. We are forming a partnership with microfinance institutions, for example. They are the likes of Vel Microfinance, Thrive Microfinance, whereby there is now transfer of risk.
Now, I will let down some of the good men that are around. You can call me Dr. Nyangulu today because I had a husband who saw that there was value in me getting my educational freedom, and that also come back to the family. But that doesn't just come if you are in the house and you rule him, then you will not give you the opportunity.
I don't think that is the way, the empowerment that I look at. I don't want to be, I've always said, because people always say to me, you should have been made a man, you are a real man. And I always say, no, thank you. If I had been made a man, I would not be where I am today. I'm so grateful that the Lord made me to be a woman, because I don't think I would have achieved what I have, because it is just in my mindset that I felt right from the beginning that I needed to be where I wanted to be.
There are things about equality and freedom and rights. The conversation in some respects seemed to still occur at a time when the Constitution said that under Section 23C we were not equal. I think the conversation needs to step into a space of the current Constitution, which says we are equal. So this is a challenge for you women. If you would see a man pulling that pram, what would be your first thought? Would it be, what a great man? Or would you think, oh, that's all? It is great, but I think we all need to challenge our perception sometimes. And that's where we want to be, that it's absolutely natural. It's not something you would even question. That's a different conversation. But I'm getting all excited about it. Yes?